y'all. What's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the mix. What's going on? What's going on? I'm going to try to give some people some time to get in here. Get in here, get in here, get in here. As you can see what this video is going to be about. Yes, and this is a call-in show. 708-328. What is it? 708? 328-6537. This is a random live. Yeah, call-in show 708-328-6537. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Mic check. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. I won't be cam up today. I'm not camming up. I may cam up on the next live, but I won't be camming up today. Let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat if you're coming on in here. I'll give you guys some time to get on in here. 708-328-6537. I got some paperwork to go over with you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the mix. Like, share, sub. Let me take this off. What's going on, y'all? Today is MLK Day. I did a live earlier today. Hope y'all caught that live. If not, catch it on playback. Catch it on playback. What's up? Come on in here. Come on in here. I got some court paperwork to go over. I was going to save this for Legal Wednesdays, but I might just repost it as content for that day and post something else pre-recorded. But yeah, I'm going to definitely post this on Legal Wednesday because it's legal related. Sorry for the wait. Sorry for the late. I'm on time, but y'all not on time. Yesterday, some people was waiting for me. Was that yesterday live? No, that was a few days ago. I had some people waiting for me. Hey, everyone. When you come on in here, if you're new to the channel, hit the like. My channel is called The Mix, as you can see, and pun intended, The Mix. Mixture of everything. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, all of that, etc., etc. The Mix. So yeah, when you come on in here, hit that like, hit that share, like, share. If you are new, sub up to the mix. I'm trying to wait to see if we're gonna have some guests, some people coming on up in here. If you're new, like, share. I have some paperwork, some audio to go over with you guys. Legal Wednesday, I usually go over legal topics, but hey, might as well go live and do that today. If you can hear me, drop a heart or something in the chat. Drop something in the chat if you can hear me. It's just a mic check. What y'all drinking on tonight? My bad. Oh gosh. I got 7-page paperwork. What y'all drinking on tonight? For me, I am drinking on some Pinot Grigio. Y'all know I like my dry wine. For those who are new, I love my dry wine. Cabernet, Pinot Grigio, Merlot, yes. So I'm sipping on that tonight while I go over this paperwork, court paperwork, legal related. Share some audio with you guys. When you come on in, if you're new, like, share. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Blue heart, some. Drop a comment, some. I know this is random for your girl to mix, but hey, more of these in 2026, random lives, and especially when it's trending topics or topics that I just really need to get to. Yeah. So if you new, sub up, do that, like, help push a girl through the algorithm. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget, here on the mix, I do cash prize giveaways once a quarter. So stay tuned, stay connected. I post and I announce about the cash prize giveaways when I run those. I post that in the community section. So yeah. And then too, also sometimes I randomly do cash prize giveaways. You just never know when it's random. But for sure, every quarter, third quarter, Uh, there will be a cash prize giveaway here on the mix. So check out some of my previous cash prize giveaways. $50, $20, $100, all of that. So yeah, stay tuned, stay connected. Okay, you guys. Without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into the topic. It's getting late. And I appreciate you all. Appreciate your support domestically, internationally. Like I said, when you come on in here, like, share, share, share. But let me get right into the topic. As you can see, what this video is going to be about. Yes, Megan Thee Stallion does the unthinkable, in my opinion, in my most humble opinion. But let me start this off with I'm gonna try to give you guys a refresher as to where this all began, because this is about Megan Thee Stallion and Milagro Grams, who is a YouTuber, yes, and she's really great at what she does. But Megan Thee Stallion did not like that Milagro Grams was saying that she don't believe, or insinuating that she didn't believe that Megan that Megan did not get pow by Tory Lanez, and those were her opinions, just like everyone else's opinions. Just like it's just, and opinions are not facts, you guys. Opinions are not facts. So let me go ahead and share some audio with you all. They went back and forth to court because Megan Thee Stallion sued her for defamation, Milagro, the YouTuber, and some other claims. And in my opinion, it was a win for Milagro, simply because the defamation claim got tossed out by the judge, because Megan Thee Stallion's team of attorneys, $1 million team of attorneys, failed to conduct their due diligence from a legal perspective and did not follow the rules when it came to serving Milagro. So by default, by technicality, the defamation claims was tossed. So the jury did reach a verdict on I think 4 claims. I don't know those specifically. However, they found her liable for defamation, I believe, and correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. But because Megan Thee Stallion's team of attorneys, $1 million team of attorneys, did not serve Milagro, did not conduct their legal due process for the person they're trying to sue, the judge had to toss it out. So it's a win for Milagro, in my opinion, not liable. And because Milagro is considered new media. So when you are, excuse me, not new media, but yeah, new media, she's considered media. When you are considered media, there are rules and regulations that attorneys must follow in the state of Florida, which they failed to do. So with that being said, Milagro did do some interviews after her, I guess you could say, quote unquote, win. Partial win, because I think she was found liable for the deep fake P, and that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day, because with that being said, that did not come from her directly, to my understanding, meaning she did not create the deep fake P. So with that being said, I have my reservations and my opinions about her being found liable for that. So, so that's probably another topic for another day with that particular claim. But Milagro did an interview, and I want to go ahead and share her post-verdict interview just to kick this off a bit for you guys. She did an interview with Armand Wiggins. He's a YouTuber, really good at what he does. I'm just going to share some audio clips with you all. Just give me a second. Kick it off with this because I'm going to go over the legal documents. Milagro Grams is, and let me just say this really quickly, she is representing herself now on post verdict actions. I call it that, meaning the case is done and over with. The jury reached their verdict. Megan Thee Stallion has filed an appeal. She's filed a lot of post actions, trying to basically, in my opinion, overturn everything. But I'm not sure how successful that will be. So here we go. I'm gonna start off with Milagro's post interview after the verdict, and then I'll jump in here and there, and then I'll go over the paperwork that Milagro Grams responded to from a legal perspective, because she had to issue her response. She no longer has an attorney representing her, a paid attorney. She's representing herself pro se, and it's nothing wrong with that. Some people do that from a state level to a federal level. It's not uncommon for people to represent themselves, and it's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But here we go. Here's the audio clip of a snippet of her interview she did with Armand Wiggins post the verdict decision. Here we go.
Programs in the building. New media, what's the team?
Hey, Armand.
Wow, you did it. You went through it.
I went through it, and God is good.
You know what? First of all, I'm just gonna say, girl, one thing I'll tell you about you really did a great job speaking on that stand. Like, you were so articulate. You were so, like, I don't know. You were a different person on that stand. I was impressed. I was really impressed.
In my day to day, we get up and we have a show to do. It's for entertainment purposes. If people wanted to watch paint dry, they go to Home Depot, okay, and go and get in front of a damn wall. So we have a job to do, and I think that we deliver. And I think that I'm listening to these different people on your live, and they don't understand. You cheering about what's going on with me, nigga. All you niggas is about to be liable. You better watch your mouth, because if somebody can come at me for my opinions about things, what the hell you think you're doing? And like, how easy would it be for me or anybody else to come against you? So
yeah, let me pause it right there. She's speaking some gems. It goes that what she is saying applies to people that make comments as well. So Milagro is speaking some gems when it comes to, hey, y'all better be careful who you celebrate someone's downfall when it comes to being liable for defamation, all because of liable or not liable. Even going through the court process is like, that's setting case precedence because it's in the court of law. So even if you're found not liable, etc., etc., it's setting case precedence. You don't want a case to be brought forth through the court because it can apply to everyone depending on the outcome. So she's right about that. While people are, oh yeah, she should be quiet, blah blah blah. We all have the right to free speech, A1. And absolutely, free speech comes with consequences. And that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day, especially certain types of consequences, depending on what you say. But when it comes to people's opinions on legal court documents and following, it's just like the true crime stories. And for example, Nancy Grace, how she gives her opinion and all of that. And I mean, come on now. But let me finish playing some of this audio before I dive into the court paperwork of Milagro Graham's responding to Megan Thee Stallion's post actions paperwork documents. Milagro responded on January 16th, 2026. So here we go with the rest of her audio interview she did with Armand Wiggins, YouTuber, after the verdict was read. Here we go.
I don't think they understand the bigger picture. So many people are obsessed with humbling people that they feel like that they can't fuck with, or that they feel like has a big voice, or that they deem as what, bully in school or what, I don't know. But there are too many people obsessed with a downfall of me or people like me, and I don't agree with that. And I want to say, in terms of this idea that I became too invested, I'm very invested in my community. Black men, black women, black children. Said protect black women, and that was pushed to the public. I don't single out women. Our children deserve to be protected. Our black men deserve to be protected. Our black women deserve to be protected. So all I did was stand up for something that I believed in. Nothing less, nothing more. Anything about her family or anything else, babe, there's a video from Geneva's Closet, I believe. Go watch it, where they lay out the different things about her family and woo. Y'all keep on trying to throw all this different shit on me when I have already addressed where things came from. Myron Gaines put out their police report initially. I wasn't looking for that. Karim said, reach out to me if you want to talk to me about what I'm asserting about what happened down in San Antonio. I didn't seek him out. Anything about her family, anything else, child, like I said, go to Geneva's Closet and watch that video. The same way people keep up with celebrities and do celebrity MTV cribs and shit like that. Stop acting like there was some type of particular interest taken in this person. No, it was not, and it was not that deep at all. So I think that people have a misconception because I'm a passionate speaker, you know, and I talk hard and shit like that, but I don't think I should be penalized for who I am. You know what I'm saying? Especially when these people get up here and be so upfront about what they feel about me. Make it make sense. So I feel like
today. What did you think about the jury? Like, how do you think, what made you, because it took a long time, though, so I felt like they were going back and forth. In your opinion, ultimately, what do you think made the jury lean towards the favor of her? Like,
yeah, I think that they were going back and forth about all them questions. I think a lot was left to the jury that should have been left to the judge. I think the judge should have made a ruling on the media defendant thing. There were a lot of questions that those people had to answer. These are everyday people. So I respect and appreciate the time that they gave that were away from their families. And all I can do is say thank you for what they gave to it, regardless of if I agree or not. But
and also, because I don't know, because I'm hearing 59K, 75K. Can you clear this up? Like, did they drop the defamation? Is it 59K? Like,
okay, so the jury decided that I am a media defendant, which means that ultimately they had said we would give $15,000 for the defamation. Okay, the overall sum was about 75. Well, because I'm considered a media defendant, that knocks off the defamation. So any headline you see that says that Megan won her defamation suit, that is incorrect. That is not correct. Because the media defendant status means I should have been served properly. They wanted to mark me as a social media grifter. I am not that. The jury, which it was left to them, it was decided by her side that they would choose if I was that. And they said, yes, she is. So with that being said, the defamation portion was lost.
Oh, officially. So that's officially lost.
Per the jury, as of right now.
Okay.
The judge, they're going to do what they want to do and file something and contest it so that the judge could come back and assert something. But how likely would it be that she would go against her previous ruling where she said let the jury decide and they decided and say no? So
yes,
at this point, okay, right. So at this point, it is 59,000 because that is minus the 15 for defamation.
If you're coming on in here, hit the like, share, sub. This is an audio clip of Milagro Graham speaking after the verdict, and this was about a month or so ago. So this is a flashback audio clip. Her reacting to the jury's decision in her case with Megan Thee Stallion against her in Florida courts. She was not properly served, so and the jury basically ruled that she was media, so the entire case was tossed out because they did not properly serve Milagro Graham. So here's more of the audio clip.
Defamation was lost.
Now, are they saying that you're going to have to pay these legal fees? I'm seeing a lot of different things people are adding on to it. Are you going to have to pay lawyer fees? Like, is that a thing?
I'll have to see how that works moving forward. But for right now, the number is the 59.
So great.
I know that.
You can fundraise that tonight. The other thing is, I was gonna say, so there's the 59K. Okay. Can you not talk about her anymore? Were there any rules like that, or is there like a gap?
No.
Talking about her.
No. The gag order that was present during the case is over with now because the case has ended. Mm-hmm. There are no stipulations on that, you know. So if I want to move forward and discuss whatever, I can. Now, what I will tell you is I'm choosing not to. You know, Megan has branded herself as Regina George, which is supposed to be the ultimate bully. I'm really confused as to how she can get on raps and talk praise and do this and do that, and then turn around and do something like this. But at the end of the day, she feels like, you know, she's been hurt by different things, so I'm going to move forward without her as content. You know, life goes on. I've been under a gag order and still had a show without commenting on her. That's not hard. I had a show before she was popular. I have a show moving forward. So it is going to be my choice to let her exist without me giving commentary on her. That's what I'm choosing to do. But there's no order that says I cannot speak about her or talk about this case or anything. No.
Now, did you feel targeted, like, in any way? Because they kept bringing up Aiden Ross, academics, Joe Budden, and all these other people. Why do you feel like it was you?
The beast gods blessed me with a
people believe that there was some type of relationship of a sexual nature with Tori. And I think that, as she said in her own words, you know, she's a woman and she did not like my photographs with his father and with him and stuff like that. So, you know, people got up and testified that they've been hearing about me being sued since January of 2024. I absolutely feel like I was targeted. There are bigger platforms that have said much more. I'm hearing people say, well, other platforms didn't go as hard. That is not true. There have been people who have consistently spoken about this case, consistently spoken about their viewpoints, and
okay, you guys, I'm gonna pretty much end it right there, but she is absolutely correct. There are many, a various amount of platforms who have discussed that case in depth and did rooter to tutor type of content from they were there in the court, all of that, etc., etc. So, but yeah, let me go ahead. I'm gonna have to go ahead and get to the paperwork, the docket. But in summary, you guys, let me just recap. It seems like Megan Thee Stallion, in my opinion, and opinions are not facts, is basically asking the court to judge via post-jury verdict legal filings to undo the jury's verdict, results to the defamation case against YouTuber Milagro Grams, which was tossed out by the judge because the jury decided Milagro was media, and like I said before, Megan's team failed to follow the Florida rules laws regarding properly serving someone when you want to initiate a lawsuit, defamation wise, and they didn't properly serve her. And to me, you guys, in my opinion, this is ridiculous and unthinkable. It is. It's a waste of money, of time, in my opinion. How are you going to basically, because things didn't go your way, and it's again, opinions are not facts, you want to go ahead and like kind of cherry pick the judicial process? That's not, I'm not rocking with that. That's not cool. So basically, in my opinion, she is saying that the jury got it wrong. Well, not the jury got it wrong, but I guess since the jury ruled that she was liable for defamation, that things should be, it should go in her favor. Things should be undone, unwind, or something like that to go in her favor, because hey, the jury said, yeah, she's liable for defamation, but the big but is that her attorneys did not follow the rules. So it had to be thrown out. So, and Milagro kind of touched on that in the clip that I played. And again, that was through via Armand Wiggins. She did a post interview after the trial was over. So, but again, like I said, opinions is not facts. So Megan Thee Stallion and her team of attorneys is appealing this. And also, it was to my understanding that Megan's request for attorney fees were denied by a judge in a past ruling about a few weeks ago. So I'll probably post that in the community section. So in my opinion, that's a W for Milagro. Megan's attorney fees were denied, and rightfully so. It's to my understanding, I'm paraphrasing, that the judge ruled like that it was prematurely of her team of attorneys to ask for that, something like that. Again, I'm paraphrasing, going off of memory. So, but at any rate, also it is being reported, and this is social media wise, news reports, all of that. If you do simple Google searches or AI searches, it's being reported Megan hired new counsel. So she has new counsel, I believe, working on this. And it's, to my understanding, is Trump's attorneys, meaning that the new lead counsel representing Megan Thee Stallion represented Trump in his defamation case, to my understanding. Correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, against a major news outlet. Whereas, to my understanding, Donald Trump, it was not a legal court process back and forth. They ended up settling, the news station. So his case did not go to trial, to my understanding, like Megan Thee Stallion's case did against Milagro. So I'm not sure how much success she thinks she may have, since her case has already came and gone. And I know it's in the appeal stages, and whatever appeal actions her and her new team of attorneys are taking via the courts. But honestly, I just don't understand why does she think she'll be successful? I mean, maybe it's something that I'm missing, because the jury made their decision. However, the rule of law trumps, pun intended, trumps the rule of law trumps what her attorneys initially failed to do, meaning properly serve Milagro. So let me go ahead and go over the court paperwork, which is public information and public knowledge, and anyone can go over it at any at any time at your leisure. So this was entered in the court of law on January 16, 2026. It's not one page 1 of 31. Why do I have 5, 6, 7? I don't know why I don't have 31 pages here. It says 1 through 7, but okay, that's how it's numbered. It says entered on, and this is Florida docket, January 16th, 2026, United States District Court, Southern District of Florida, case number 24-24228 CIV ALTONGA. Megan Pete, plaintiff versus Milagro Elizabeth Cooper. And she goes by Milagro Graham. So Milagro Elizabeth Cooper is her government name, and she is deemed a defendant. So it says here, and this is Milagro Graham's response. Again, this is the court paperwork I'm reading, you guys. So, and if you want to call in, add to the conversation, 708-328-6537, 708-328-6537. You can call on in. Also, drop some comments in the chat, you guys. Millie is telling the truth. What? Yes, Latanya. Yes, Millie is telling the truth. What Megan wants now. Exactly. I agree, Latanya. So it says here, defendant's response. The defendant is Milagro, in opposition to plaintiff's motion to reinstate defamation claim and to amend final judgment. Okay. So, and then also to Latanya, I totally agree, because everyone has an opinion, and opinions are not facts. We all had opinions about the case, a variety of people, even just people just commenting who don't even have a huge following, or who are just regular social media commenters and don't even have a platform, or who just comment and react to things in the comment section. So a lot of people think that it is more to the story, something in Milk Ain't Clean, that they don't believe her. So, and it's okay. Again, opinions are not facts. So regardless of what the jury had decided, or say if it went before a judge, regardless of what the judge decides, you can disagree with the outcome of a case. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't understand when that became a problem, when that became, in my opinion, defamation, when you start questioning the alleged facts of whatever of the case or the outcome. I mean, it's just like the O.J. Simpson trial. Remember that? A lot of people still say, R.I.P. O.J. Simpson, that he did it. A lot of people say that. They say it on the news channel. So I'm just confused. A lot of people say R.I.P. Michael Jackson, that Michael Jackson did what they said he did. So I don't know. I'm just trying to understand, why is this particular situation so ultra special? But hey, like Milagro said on that clip, that audio clip, and that was, check out Omar and Wiggins' channel to listen to the entire interview she did when she called in to the show after the verdict was read. Not directly after, but after the verdict was read. And yeah. So it says here, and this is the paperwork I'm reading, and this was filed, docket entry, January 16, 2026, defendant's response in opposition to plaintiff's motion to reinstate defamation claim and to amend final judgment. So basically, in my opinion, what this means, y'all, Megan Thee Stallion is trying to undo. In my opinion, she's trying to undo everything, because technically the jury said that she was liable for defamation, which I don't agree with, but that's a whole nother topic. But the defamation claim could not stick because Megan's attorneys did not properly serve Milagro Cooper according to and pursuant to the rules and the laws when it comes to media, because Milagro is deemed as media per the jury's decision. So it says, defendant Milagro Cooper, appearing pro se, shout out to her for doing this pro se, respectfully opposes Plaintiff's motion to reinstate the defamation claim and to amend the final judgment. Plaintiff's motion is procedurally barred, legally unsupported, and inconsistent with the manner in which this case was tried and decided. Woo! Man, for Milagro to be representing herself pro se, this first paragraph, you would think very legalese, very professional. Okay, it says here plaintiff's motion, and it goes into the introduction. Excuse me. Plaintiff's motion is basically Milagro is saying in this filed document, plaintiff's motion, who is plaintiff Megan P, aka Megan Thee Stallion. Plaintiff's motion is an improper attempt to overturn the jury's expressed factual findings and to relitigate issues already resolved through a full and fair trial. The court properly entered final judgment consistent with the jury's verdict, including its determination that defendant qualifies as media defendant under Florida law. Plaintiff now, meaning Megan now, seeks to nullify an unfavorable verdict by recategorizing a properly submitted jury question as a purely legal issue, and by invoking doctrines that do not apply. I love this. First two paragraphs got me just locked in. Very legalese. I love it because let me just point something out here. Basically, in this court document, is saying that the plaintiff, who is Megan Thee Stallion, aka that's her stage name or whatever, she goes by Megan P, is basically trying to nullify, like dismiss what the jury basically ruled on, that Milagro was and is media. And so since Milagro is media, okay, mama, your team did not do what they're supposed to do. Unfortunately, don't go, hey, why you mad at her? Be mad at your attorneys. You should not even be paying them, in my opinion. If I were you, I would file something with the bar. You should be going after your attorneys, ineffective counsel, in my opinion, instead of hiring new attorneys to try to correct what they did. And I don't even understand, and this is the mixed interjector, I don't even understand what the new attorneys, how they going to overdo this. I just undo all of this. Your previous team of attorneys messed up. Call it what it is. They messed up. You have a gripe with them, not Milagro, in my opinion. You have a gripe with your attorneys not following whatever rules pursuant to your $1 million attorneys did not follow whatever rules pursuant to the law. So, hey, Milagro deemed as media. Sorry, you guys did not do what you needed to do. Period. So, okay, and the document further says, and then so she cites the rules, and it says do not authorize such relief, and these are court, she's citing case law, excuse me. Plaintiff has identified no manifest error or law or fact, no newly discovered evidence, and no extraordinary circumstance warranting amendment of the judgment. She's trying to overdo this judgment, y'all. This is insane, unthinkable. The unthinkable, in my opinion. The court correctly entered final judgment consistent with the jury's verdict, and plaintiff's motion should be denied. I absolutely agree. That's page 1. Got a few more pages to go, y'all. And it says on the second page, the jury was properly authorized to decide media status. They absolutely were. I was following this case. They were going back and forth every other week, her team trying to push to the judge, like, hey, judge. And I think one particular time, quote me, correct me if I'm wrong, one particular time, the judge basically said Milagro was media. She deemed her as media too. Then Megan's team kept pushing the issue. So the judge was like, you know what? Let's let the jury decide. So both Milagro's team and Megan's team agreed on the questions and all of that, the jury instructions and the questions, et cetera, and voila. Okay, so let me go into this second page. It says the jury was properly authorized to decide media status. Plaintiff repeatedly asserts that defendants, and plaintiff is who? Plaintiff is Megan P, aka Megan Thee Stallion. Plaintiff repeatedly asserts that defendant's media status was conclusively resolved at the pleading stage. The contention misstates both the record and the law. At the motion to dismiss stage, the court addressed the issue based solely on allegations, not evidence. Once the case proceeded through discovery and trial, the inquiry necessarily became fact-driven. Prior to submission to the jury, and I'm reading court documents, you guys. For those who come in, I'm reading court documents. Prior to submission to the jury, the issue was raised outside the jury's presence. Critically, plaintiff expressly agreed that media status should be decided by the jury, jointly participated in drafting the relevant jury instructions, and litigated the issue through verdict. The jury was presented with evidence, asked clarifying questions during deliberations, and ultimately found the defendant qualified as media defendant, hence Milagro Grams, aka. Based on that finding and plaintiff's undisputed failure to comply with Florida's mandatory pre-suit notice, she was not notified requirement, the court entered final judgment dismissing the defamation claims. Woo! You have an issue with your attorneys, mama. You need to be suing them for ineffective counsel, going to the bar. Go after your attorneys. They the one messed up. So what can a new set of attorneys, in my opinion, what can they do? I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. This is all, pending and in progress. So it says here in this paragraph, plaintiff cannot now ask the court to substitute the judgment for that of the jury simply because that the outcome was unfavorable. I could not agree more. Ooh, she cooking in this response, this legal response, baby. She cooking to be representing herself pro se, and people do it all the time. It's not uncommon to represent yourself. A lot of people advise that you do not, but from a state level, federal level, some people do. So hey, it is what it is. It says here, plaintiff had a full opportunity to present evidence, argue the law, and persuade the jury. She did so and lost on this issue. At no point prior to submission of the verdict form did plaintiff object to the jury's consideration of media defendant status or seek a ruling as a matter of law on that issue. Allowing post-verdict reclassification of defendant status would chill speech, penalize non-traditional media actors, and erode confidence in the jury system. Woo, she cooking. Paragraph 1 is cooking on page 2 in this legal document. Okay, paragraph number 2, page 2. It says plaintiff's motion is barred by invited error, judicial estoppel, and waiver. Okay, it says here, plaintiff's motion fails as a matter of settled doctrine. Under the invited error doctrine, woo, girl, you should have went to law school. A lot of legalese. A party may not challenge a ruling or procedure if affirmatively requested. And let me just say this, in my opinion, this was affirmatively requested. Oh my gosh. They kept pounding this issue, and I was following this case, and I'm like, every other week or every 2 weeks or something, I'm just paraphrasing, going off memory, why is this coming up? And when I did a little bit more digging, oh, they don't want her to be classified as media, because if she is classified as media, then voila, there goes the whole case, because the attorneys figured out after the fact, $1 million attorneys, that they fucked up. Excuse my French, they fucked up. That's why they was pressing this issue. So, okay, and so the court document continues to cite the 11th Circuit is a party may not challenge as error a ruling or other trial proceedings invited by that party. United States versus Love. Oh, case law. Ooh. Okay. Here, plaintiff requested that the jury decide media status. Sure did. Collaborated on jury instructions, submitting the issue. Sure did. Litigated the issue through verdict and accepted the risk of adverse findings. Sure did. Plaintiff is also judicially stopped from taking a position inconsistent with the one she advanced at trial and has waived any objection by failing to preserve it in a manner consistent with her current theory. Post-verdict regret is not a bias for relief under Rule 50, 59, or 60. Drop the mosaic. Let me run this back. No, Millie did say in this paragraph, post-verdict regret. Right, right. That's what it sounds like. Post-verdict regret is not a basis for relief under Rules 50, 59, or 60. Woo! Oh my gosh, let me take a sip, y'all. Okay, I don't got that many more pages to go. For some reason, this is only 7 pages, I guess. It's in order. So, but it says 31 of 31. I don't know. Okay, so it says here, paragraph 3, media status is a functional, fact-driven inquiry properly submitted to and resolved by the jury. Florida law determines media status by function, not by labels, tone, neutrality, or whether a speaker self-identifies as a journalist. Drop the music. Woo! Okay. The inquiry focuses on whether the defendant gathers information and disseminates commentary to the public on matters of public concern. The 11th Circuit has recognized that investigative commentary, opinion, and even advocacy-based speech may qualify as protected media activity. Woo! Turner versus Wells, she's cited here. Case law, cited. Let me run that back. Florida law determines media status by function, not by labels, tone, neutrality. She said Florida law determines media status by functions. Do y'all know what functions mean? Not by labels, not by your tone, not by your character, not by your neutrality. I'm adding a little something. Or whether a speaker self-identifies as a journalist. The inquiry focuses on whether the defendant gathers information and disseminates commentary on the public, to the public on matters of public concern, like what I'm doing now. This is commentary, reaction, and opinion media, social media. I don't even understand why people just, and this is the mixed interjector, why they just can't get it mentally. Social media, even when you make a comment, that's media. Like, come on, like, make it make sense. So many delusional people out here. Come on now. Or, I'm not going to even say that. Well, you know what? Both can be true. Delusional people. And then sometimes it could be people that are just simply incompetent, or just want to cherry pick things to fit their own narrative so things can go their way. They have regret, post-verdict regret. Okay. This paragraph says, at trial, evidence showed that the defendant hosted a recurring broadcast program. The defendant is who? Milagro Cooper, aka Milagro Grams. So she hosted a recurring broadcast program, gathered and analyzed information, disseminated commentary to a broad audience, and addressed matters of undeniable public concern. That defendant's speech was critical or controversial does not strip it of media protection. The jury weighed the evidence and resolved the fact question. Plaintiff's disagreement with the outcome does not transform it into legal error. Let her cook. Okay. Paragraph 4, y'all. Okay. Plaintiff fails to meet the standards of Rules 50B, 59E, or 60B. And it goes into this. Plaintiff's motion. Look at these paragraphs. We got A, B, C. It goes. Plaintiff's motion fails under every rule invoked. A, under Rule 50B, the jury's verdict was supported by legally sufficient evidence, and reasonable jurors could and did find defendant to be a media defendant. Judgment as a matter of law is therefore unavailable. B, paragraph B. Under this is actually paragraph 4, point B. Under Rule 59E, plaintiffs identifies no manifest error of fact or of law or fact. Disagreement with a jury's conclusion is not grounds to amend a judgment. It is not. Okay. I'm on page 4, y'all. So I got a few more pages to go. It says C. Point C, under Rule 60B, plaintiffs points to no mistakes, fraud, or extraordinary circumstance. Rule 60B6 is not a vehicle for re-arguing issues already decided in a jury. Granting plaintiffs' motion would undermine the finality, of jury verdicts and improperly elevate plaintiffs' preferred legal theory over the jury's factual determinations. Woo! Oh, not her analyzing the law. Go, girl. Go, girl. Y'all, give me a second. Hold, please. I gotta go potty. Okay, y'all. I'm back. Woo! This is a lot. Okay, it says paragraph 5, and this is on page 4. Plaintiff cannot use IIED to revive a dismissed defamation claim. Plaintiff improperly attempts to use the jury's IIED findings to resurrect, a defamation claim that was dismissed based on the jury's media status determination. The Supreme Court has squarely rejected this. Ooh, cite Supreme Court case law that was decided by the Supreme Court. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this. Okay, the next paragraph says, under paragraph 5. So it says, in Hustler Magazine, Inc. versus Falwell, for a 5 U.S. 4656 1988 case law, Supreme Court status, y'all, the court held that a plaintiff may not use IIED to circumvent First Amendment protections governing speech on matters of public concern. A defamation claim that fails cannot be revived under a different label. Ooh, oh, let her cook. Hey, let her cook. This is, ooh, why I get excited reading legal stuff. When I really read, oh, I get excited. I don't know why. So it says here, the next paragraph under 5, it says, moreover, the trial evidence showed that defendant did not engage in this extreme or outrageous conduct in relation to the alleged deepfake. Okay, this is the deepfake paragraph. So it said defendant learned of the content live, expressed skepticism, discouraged AI generated material, urged plaintiff to pursue the original creator if fabricated, and remove the content properly. These actions do not meet the legal standard for IIED. Boom. Oh my gosh. And that's what I wanted to say about that. To be honest, you guys, I think I heard the playback of that when she did that. And to be honest, she didn't create it. It was just, something that is, not to say, not me personally, I would not have shared it or whatever, to each his own, but I just don't share any type of like videos when it comes to intimate or something like that, if that makes sense. But otherwise than that, but yeah. So basically she's saying in that paragraph, actions, the actions do not meet legal standard for IIED, and that's what they are asserting. I'm gonna have to look that up. I ain't no attorney, y'all. Let me just issue that disclaimer. I am not an attorney. I'm going off the the cuff on all of this. So okay. I went over legal documents before, though. I went over R. Kelly's legal documents. That just disgust. My stomach was turning. I went over some of the Diddy documents. Oh, court doc. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Okay. So paragraph 6. Amicus briefs cannot override the jury verdict or the trial record. Plaintiff relies on amicus briefs. I hope I'm saying this right. If not, oh well, correct me. The advanced policy arguments disconnected from the evidence presented at trial. Amicus briefs cannot rewrite facts, override jury findings, or substitute academic disagreement for a verdict reached after a full and fair trial. This case must be decided on the trial record and the jury's findings, not post-trial advocacy. Woo! Paragraph 6. Oh, excuse me. Paragraph 7. 5, 6, 7. Okay. Issues preserved for appeal. Defendant expressly preserves for appellate review all issues relating to the denial or granting, and this is number 1, denial or granting of plaintiff's motion to motion to reinstate the defendant's claim. Oh, okay, this is the last page, I think. And it says, number 2, the jury's determination of media status and the legal consequences flowing therefrom. Number 3, any attempt to impose liability inconsistent with First Amendment protections. And number 4, post-trial rulings that conflict with the jury's findings or final judgment. What? How many pages? What is this? Okay, certificate of cert. Okay. So in conclusion, and I'm wrapping this up, this is page 5. It says, plaintiff invited the procedure she now challenges, which is true. So plaintiff is Megan Pete. She invited the procedures she now challenges, litigated the issue fully and lost. Not the shame, Millie. And lost. And this is the conclusion of the court filing. It says, and Millie is filing pro se. She's representing herself. And it says let me reread this first sentence. In conclusion, so Millie is asking the court, saying this to the judge, to the court. Plaintiff invited the procedure she now challenges, meaning Megan Pete is invited the procedure she is challenging. Like, yeah, like make it make sense, girl. You brought this to court. You argued this. You did that. Your attorneys argued for you or whatever, and you litigated this, and you lost. You lost. The court properly entered final judgment consistent with the jury's findings and Florida law. Like, you can't trump law. You can't. Like, what? You don't supposed to. If you want to follow the rules correctly, court system, judicial system, you can't trump it. In my opinion. Okay. Allowing plaintiffs to unwind. Okay. And it further cites in conclusion, allowing plaintiffs to unwind. So Millie is saying to the courts, allowing plaintiffs to unwind that judgment will undermine the finality of verdicts, reward strategic inconsistency, and erode confidence in the judicial system process. Wherefore, defendant respectfully, meaning Millie respectfully, requests that the plaintiff's motion to reinstate the defamation claim and to amend the final judgment be denied in its entirety. And that was in capital bold letters. Y'all know how I do the bold. So that's that, you guys. That is that. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Drop some comments in the chat and keep it respectful and peaceful. But yeah, so shout out to those people, to anyone who goes in court and represent themselves from a state or federal level. It takes gumption. It takes courage. You know, it could be quite intimidating, but everybody doesn't have money to pay for an attorney. Everybody doesn't have money to pay for skilled and sophisticated counsel. And even if you do, hence Megan Thee Stallion, she's supposed to, I guess, pay for sophisticated counsel. But look how they upped up. They the ones upped up her case. All that money. And now you got to get a whole new team. And you got a whole new team of attorneys to try to undo your previous attorney's errors. Your issue, in my opinion, her issue is with her first team of attorneys. They fucked up. Let's just keep it real. They messed up. So why you mad at her? Because they messed up your case. They didn't know the incompetence, the alleged incompetence, you know. So I mean, hey, you gotta be strategic with things. You have to have your T's cross your I's dot, you know. So but yeah, this is just my opinion, you guys. Opinions are not facts. So like, share, like, share, sub. I thank you guys for tuning in to the mix. Again, I will be doing more lives like this randomly, especially on trending topics or maybe topics I need to be catching up with here on my channel. Again, always conduct your own research. Information disseminated here on my channel is objective, subjective, opinionated, you know, reactionary, all of that good stuff. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to the mix. Shout out to those who represent themselves and just go ahead and go into that courtroom and give it what you got. I ended up representing myself in a civil matter many moons ago, and the judge was very he was funny, he was understanding, but at the same time, he's like, "Mama, I'm gonna hook you up with the friend of the court," you know. And then too, I had hired an attorney just to piggyback a bit, and the attorney did what she's supposed to do, etc., etc. The person didn't really fight it, but the attorney that I had at the time for my situation, she basically was like, "You smart enough, you can do this yourself." So what I ended up doing is handling the post actions on my own, and I did link up or connect with a friend of the court, and I went to they have like a legal center in the courthouse or whatever that anybody could use. So it is there in some courthouse. Well, I know at least where I'm from, you can go. I don't know if it's still there. Again, that was like over 10 some years ago. You can go, and the person or people that's there to help you, they can't speak for you, or they can't be your attorney. They can't give you legal advice, but they can kind of guide you. So yeah. So I ended up doing my paperwork, filing my motion and all that stuff. Motion to show cause. That's what I ended up doing. Motion to show cause. And yeah, it ended up going in my favor, really, because the person didn't really respond, and the judge ended up and they ended up having to respond because it was a body attachment with one of my court files. It's like the last one. It's like, because we're trying to get this person in court. So it was a body attachment to my last motion. And if they wouldn't show up, if that person would not have shown up, they could have been there could have been a warrant issue for his arrest. So, but yeah, that's my story, my spiel on representing myself pro se, and that was from a state level. And yeah, I did all the filings I had to pay and da da da, etc., etc. I had some hiccups at first, but they were very patient with me. Honestly, the judge was patient with me, and yeah, I used a friend of the court. So yeah, there you have it, y'all. So let me know your thoughts down in the chat. Like this video, share this video. Don't forget Legal Wednesday. Don't forget Sundays is Sunday messages. Mondays is Monday, messages. So check that out in the community section. Don't forget I have polls going on as well. So head on over to the community section and vote. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Do that right now. Like, share. Catch this on playback. Again, this is just court documents, court paperwork I'm reading, So, and again, shout out to Millie, who federal court level representing herself. But that was a well-written response, well-written legal response to Megan Thee Stallion's $1 million team of attorneys. I would say $1 billion team of attorneys, because they're new attorneys, and that particular attorney, to my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, is or represented Trump. And like I said earlier, how is that going to, because that particular attorney, to my understanding, who represented Trump in his defamation case, they didn't go to trial. It was settled. So I'm not understanding, like, from a logical or rational thinking perspective, like, Mama, your case is different. Yours went to trial. So I don't know. You think he could pull some strings, or he or she or the new team could pull some strings and overthrow the law? I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know. This is going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. But again, like, share, sub. Everything is alleged, subjective, objective, and reactionary here on the mix. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you all for sliding through. Bye.